So Amber, I'd love to pose this question to you of like, how do you think through those questions, and how do you take a question and make it better to overcome this challenge that a lot of people are facing?
Yeah, I definitely lean into my IO experience for a lot of this. So my background in IO psychology is really rooted in like behavior and things like that. And I use AI to help develop questions based on the competencies that are required. But I look for performance-based questions. So these are going to be behavioral, but looking for specific performance indicators that give real signal on whether or not a candidate has performed this type of action in the past. And AI can easily churn out some hypothetical responses, right? AI can churn out like very high level, tell me about a time you did this, even if they didn't actually do it. But I think the art, like I said, is going to be in the probing that we're able to do, but also the actual kinds of question we're asking. And we actually recently just redid this for a role that we're hiring for at 1Password is, our recruiter screen and our hiring manager screen both had very kind of vague, high level questions. And we had really low pass through rates. And I'm like, okay, we need to come back to the drawing board. I think our questions could be the problem. Let's sit down, chat through our competencies, what we're really looking for. We have this beautifully written job architecture framework. Let's base it off of that. So we take that, we throw it into ChatGPT. I'm giving it prompts about performance-based questions rooted in some principles from my background. And we come out with some really strong question sets that we can now apply that both are performance-based, but then also give some of the follow-up questions. And then we can determine based on these questions, like what are some positive and negative signals that we might get from this, right? So we can get so deeply ingrained into what we're looking for based off of one question in an hour compared to this in the past could have taken 3 days to build out, right? And so that is the power, right? But again, I'm human, I am intervening, I'm changing the dynamic of the question, I'm changing the words, things like that. And ultimately, I think the more nuanced you can get your questions, the less candidates can kind of leverage and kind of fake it till they make it through those questions, because they do need to draw on that real experience. Then those probing questions are going to help us get a layer deeper and really understand like the nuanced things that they did.